I have brought the Meadows package from in the August of that. Then I used to watch Taran sir's videos. It was really simplified the whole of the hepatology for me. So in second year, I used to see your videos on general medicine, sir. So your topics on acid-base balance are amazing that I was able to solve all the ABCs in my wards, sir. In INISL, there were I think 3 to 5 questions about PSC and primary biliary cirrhosis. Then I have corrected all the answers just watching such videos. I think you two have helped me a lot in my journey towards the DM hepatology. I'm just thankful to you guys, sir. Without you, the dream this will not be. I will not be able to achieve this dream, sir.
Hello, friends, and welcome to a one of a kind of an interview. Before we begin with anything, let me just take time to introduce our celebrity performer, the star of the year, Dr. Ayush Singh, who secured first rank in the most recent INICET in hepatology. It's
Thank you, sir.
in no
Thank you so
means
much.
a simple feat. It's a great feat. And heartiest congratulations from all of us. You did an amazing job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Delighted on my side also to be introducing Ayush, because this is like our own baby, this Marrow SS, because we just started it this year. So the shoot, everything happened in 2021 and the videos were released by June, July. And INISS is actually speaking the first proper exam that we have had after the launch of the videos. So literally meaning that this is the first time that we have tested ourselves per se, what we have taught, has it been abused, etc. So in a subject like hepatology, which is a brand new subject, which many people really aren't aware of at undergraduate level, that there is a science called hepatology. Many people know only gastro. So in a subject like hepatology, you've been able to actually come first in the country. Is, as he said, it's a super duper achievement. Okay. So
the best of the best of the best.
Best of the best of the best. So anyway, so congrats from both of us. Congrats from the entire team, and like happy to have you here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So basically, this session, what we want is how we went ahead with the branch, how you prepared for the branch, and what advice you have for whoever is following your footsteps, because there will be many people who will be following your footsteps. And I hope that they can actually fulfill their dream like the way you have. So let me just try to introduce you, Ayush. So you are a member of a 4-member family. You have an elder sister and your father's a MD medicine doctor who has got a roaring practice in UP. And you are with your mother. And you did your MBBS in SN Medical College, Agra, which is one of the very old medical colleges in the country.
Yes, sir. It is the third oldest medical.
Wow.
It is the third oldest medical college in India.
Third oldest medical college in the country. Wow. Amazing.
That's good. Yeah.
So you started off with MBBS in 2012, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you started MD in 2018.
Yes, sir.
And now you're going to start DM in 2021. Wow. That's like, one step, the second step, and third step.
And what is so nice to see is like all the toppers who we have actually conducted interview, they're all 2012 batch. They've all done MBBS MBBS in 2012. They're all 2018 batch MD. We are actually yet to see somebody who studied 3-4 years before. We've not been able to see a single person. So I think the mantra is very simple. No? These guys were coming in year after year. You better not go anywhere near them. They are going to be very hard to compete. So if you want to take a seat, study fast. So it's not practical to be competing with these guys later on. So that's what I think I really felt. And everybody has very simple, straightforward techniques to success.
Right.
Competition is getting tough there.
Yeah, that's always there. That's always the case. Always. It's been always the case every time. Even when we wrote the same thing.
Yeah.
The level, the some standards have changed, but on the whole, it's the whole thing. The same thing, the same thing. So tell me, Ayush, let's start off with it. So
yes,
how did you get interested in hepatology? Let's start off with that.
So there was a relative of mine which was a known case of chronic liver disease. So I used to go with him because I have done the MBBS and all. So I used to go with him to the ILBS, and that's when I thought that this is the branch that I have to do the DM. This is the branch.
So the institute inspired you. That's the most important thing. Inspiration. From the inspiration, you start perspiring. That's how it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so the name of the doctor.
When you went to ILBS, what was that was special? You have been in a medical college for so many years. So first time you are going to an institute like ILBS, although as a bystander. But like what attracted you at ILBS? What was that you found special at ILBS?
So the Dr. Sareen itself, its classification, I used to read its classification of Dr. Sareen in the books, and when I used to see him around in the ILVS, that's inspired me the most to do the branch, sir.
Wow,
That's
that's
good.
great.
That's amazing.
Sir may
Right.
not be aware of this, I think, but like that's like awesome.
A case of Eklavya. Lovely.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay, so it's like it
Sir,
sounds awesome.
not much Indian authors are not much Indian authors have their name in in the classification on the name of their classification in the book, sir. Dr.
Yeah,
Sareen is one of the.
True, true,
awesome.
true.
Great.
So what about, so now let's go into how did you prepare and how did you go along? Would you want to just let us go on a journey of how you prepared and got here?
Sir, I
Starting like
was
first year would have been actually very difficult as a postgraduate, so that would have been tough.
in first year we are not able to study anything, sir. We have to
So
do
second
the
year,
30.
you tell me what was your plan from second year and how did you go about with the job from second year? When did you think that I have to do capitology? And from that point, how did you change your preparation?
Sir, in second year, I used to see your videos on general medicine, sir. Because at the starting of the second year, when I used to study the Harrison, I was not able to grasp the all the things very quickly, or I was not able to understand it very well, sir. Then I started what I have seen your videos earlier in my internship also, sir. Then I started videos. I started watching your videos. That makes the Harrison very easy, sir. Because I was not able to understand that very much, only studying by myself, sir. So your topics on acid-base balance was are amazing that I was able to solve all the ABCs in my wards, sir. I have nothing to. I have to do. I have not to do anything from your ABC lecture to. Just I was able to solve everything on that. How was
Oh,
the
nice.
bicarbonate reaction? What you have to do, sir? It was really amazing, sir.
Okay, so then as you entered final year, how did you change gears? How did you like? Was there any difference?
Sir, as I entered the final year, I have the habits of making notes, sir. I usually makes my own notes and then study it, sir. From your, I used to make notes of your lecture, sir. Then I add any topics which are left from the Harrison, sir. Also, there from those I used to give my prof also, sir.
Okay,
Mostly,
great.
sir.
So, yeah. So when did you like decide that okay, hepatology is the branch, and like at that point, what resources? Because at that point, Maro was not released as yet, right?
Yeah,
Your
Maro
courses
was
were
not.
in March. So what was your plan then? And then when did you start watching Maro hepatology videos per se?
Sir, I then around when my prof was over around May, around May, it was my profs were over. Then I decided to yes, I have to study for hepatology also. Then I purchased the Selsinger, which was then I purchased the Selsinger, but I was not able to understand any bit of it. Then around that, the Mero SS videos launched around I think August. I have brought the Mero SS package from in the August of that. Then I used to watch Taran sir's videos. It was really simplified the whole of the hepatology for me. So
Yeah.
I was able to understand everything from the primary biliary cirrhosis part, the PSC part. It was a very confusing topic for me. But after seeing sir's video, it was very simplified. I was able to answer every question about it. So in INISS, there were I think 3 to 5 questions about PSC and primary biliary cirrhosis. Then I have corrected all the answers just
Wow.
watching sir's videos.
My question is like for an average student, what do you feel? How many hours can he actually watch on a given day with proper concentration? If he's a final year MD student, how many hours can he devote? If he's just post MD and preparing, how many hours can he devote? How many number of videos can he watch? Making notes on a given day.
Normal and average student can easily watch 3 to 4 videos per day. So it is not very difficult to watch that because they are very interesting to watch. You have
Exactly.
seen everything in your MD, and then you are seeing the fine things about which you have missed in your MD. You are learning about the finer things in the videos, and it makes very interesting to learn this. And we can also do this, and this we should have tried this in our MD also.
Correct.
That we have missed it. So the videos are very interesting to watch after you have done the MD. So sir,
So your first round, how much time did it take to watch the entire hepatology videos? First round, mein, kitna time?
Just one more thing I just want to
Yeah.
ask. So when you're watching the videos, do you watch it part by part, or you finish off the whole topic once?
no, sir, I used to watch part by part. and then I used to study the important parts from the cell single, which are koi important tables, any important tables, or any important things in the treatment part, or so these things I used to, and then I used to add to my notes then.
Right.
Fine. Yes. Then
So you were
that's
saying,
what, yeah. So that's what I was asking you. Like, how much time did you take in total to complete the first round watching videos, entire hepatology videos? How much time did you actually take?
It takes me around 15, max to max 3 weeks to complete the all the hepatology videos, sir.
Wow. So I think you are feel that any student, any normal student who's studying in a normal medical college in the country can complete these videos in 3 weeks time maximum.
around a
The
month.
maximum,
Let's take give and take a month.
Even take a month.
yes,
Yes.
give and take a month is very easy to, sir, complete these videos, because these are also interesting. These are not only rectification types of videos, no, so these are very interesting videos. Max 70 to 80% part is you have to conceptual based part, and
Yes.
only 20% part is you have to rectify.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
sir, it is very easy.
So that is what I understood in hepatology. Once you get the concepts right, then it's easy to build upon it. Once you don't have the concept, you can't build down on it. You can't. You
Yes, sir.
just have to go one way, from below upwards. You can't expect to pile on top and then come downwards.
Yes.
So
That is one unique point about liver as a chapter, which means that if you don't know the roots, you are never going to find it interesting. You are never going to find it easy. Like in rheumatology, you can study lupus
Yes,
management and then come down and study lupus erythematosus. There's no problem. There is no order required. But if you first start studying hemochromatosis management without knowing the base of how chronic liver disease is, then you will never reach anywhere in liver. I think that is where I think structured understanding is so very important. And if you have gone in a very structured, systematic fashion,
yes.
don't actually follow the structured,
yes, sir.
systematic fashion. Unfortunately or fortunately, in liver, it is mandatory to follow that. You cannot just juggle between topics and get an understanding. It wouldn't work out.
Yes, sir. It is mandatory to build the concepts in hepatology and gastroenterology.
So, what would you actually suggest to a person who is now about to enter final year and aspiring for your INISS or NEET-SS exam next year with respect to his mode of preparation? Because most of these guys, especially your friends we see, are like so worried about whether they pass their final MD. Their major worry is like, first, so let me pass. Uske baad hi I'll think about something, because they're so much afraid about whether they will fail. Is it actually there? Like when we see most of the people are passing, so at least 80% pass. So, what is your feeling on that?
Sir, I think if they have watched your videos on the general medicine part, they will easily prove their profs. It is not that difficult to prove their part if they have watched your videos or even read your notes on that videos. They are very simplified and whole. I think it has covered from Hessian from page to page. You
So
have
what I was
done from the.
asking is, what I was asking is, still in many of the colleges we do feel at least pass percentages. How are the pass percentages in your college
So
generally?
the pass percentage in my college is 100%. So in my batch, 14 MD medicine students are there, and all the
Okay.
students were passed.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
that's great. I think some of the colleges it's not the scene, so that's maybe one of the reasons why they think like, let me pass this first, then only I'll think about specialty. But I think we
Also
need to
there is
think about
this false, what do you call it, miscommunication that filters down, that you need to give off one year to study and then only you'll get a super specialty. There is a small indoctrination that happens actually.
exactly.
When we were doing it, that was kind of a norm, but it's changed.
It's changed.
It's
And
changed
now
now.
we can
Yes.
see that every one of you whom I have actually done an interview, and the toppers, whomever we see, as I told you, uniformly they are 2018 to 21 MD. So they're uniformly 18 to 21 MD. I'm actually yet to see somebody who has done MD or joined MD before 2018. Whomever we have talked to, I've at least talked to 8-9 people now, and 3 interviews we are doing, and all of them are 2012 batch MBBS, 2018 batch MD, which means that there is no point in just thinking that we'll do it again later on. That's not absolutely not required. So
And like
many
I said, the ratifying time is out. We had the ratifying time. That by hearting time is over now. Now it's more of a understanding based
Yes,
exams
sir.
now. Now it's coming.
And
We're slowly moving on to that.
the videos are making it very simple to understand the topics. So when you have to read the books, there it is very difficult to read the books because
Yes,
it's
Lasinger,
not
I
very
can agree
simple.
with that.
Yeah, that's true. That is actually the biggest mistake which many students make. When we start thinking about, like in school, we buy the book and start reading. Here, that won't work out. because you won't understand what the author has actually meant. So it's very
And
difficult.
you need to have patient exposure to understand what the author has meant. That is
Yes.
what we are distilling and giving it to you via the Marrow, whatever the videos that we are giving.
Exactly. And just tell me about your bonus areas in liver. Like, what do you feel like if a student is watching? What are the 5 topics that you would say are like just like so very important? Like, this is the first thing that you must be watching. These 5 topics are super important. Just tell us about the super important topics. What do you feel?
So the hepatitis part is very important. I think there are 10 to 15 question in INISS about hepatitis B and hepatitis C. The hepatitis B and C part is very important. And sir, primary biliary cirrhosis and primary sclerosing cholangitis part is very important. Sir, tumors of liver. There were around 3 to 4 questions just about the Barcelona grading for the hepatocellular carcinoma. There was one from the management part, one from the which is the grade that the patient presents with, and the tumors are very important for.
That specific grading is very conceptual. If you don't have an idea,
Yes, sir.
you can't mug it up. You can't ratify it.
So you have taught it 2 times, one in your video,
Yes.
one in your tumor video, then again in the MCQ discussion
MCQ,
also,
yes,
sir.
because it was so important. Because
Yes,
you cannot just by heart it. You just have to have the concept. No concept. There's no way you're going to answer the BCLC classification.
Yes.
Yes. So, like when you were preparing for hepatology these last few months, were you doing your SRship simultaneously, or you were just sitting and studying only?
So we have to do a SRship because there is a one batch gap between there was no 2021 MD batch. So then we have to do the SRship very seriously here, sir.
So how many hours could you spend with your videos? Like you had work also in the morning, so how was your routine like?
Sir, I used to watch videos at the night time around 8 or 9 o'clock for 9 to 1 majority. Then I revise those notes and study the Selsinger part from that management. Mostly the management part I study from the Selsinger, and I used to revise those. Then
And morning you used to go to your ward.
yes, sir. Morning it's 8 to around 2. We have to do the board, sir.
Wow, so that's like terrific, man. Working for 6 hours and then again coming back and reading this, so that's like it's not a small thing. Yeah, that's what
No,
you're making things look easy, but you have actually worked very hard. That's very
the underscoring the most important aspect of the lot.
Exactly.
Hard work. There's
Hard work.
no shortcut to anything.
Because when you start talking, you give a feeling that it's easy, like kind of thing. But, okay, like but to understand this, like there is a lot of effort behind this. Like you've been planning this and properly executing this for I think for a long time.
So basically, decide, execute. Don't think.
Yes. Yes, sir.
What were your seniors and your colleagues' thoughts per se when you were talking about hepatology? Because I don't know how many hepatologists are there in Uttar Pradesh per se. So you may not have actually even seen a hepatologist. Even in our state, there are hardly few hepatologists to see. So when you decided that hepatology is my branch, did somebody and the others encourage you, or they said like, can you go for a more conventional specialty like that? What was the feedback?
Most of them have the same question: why don't you have choose the gastroenterology? Why hepatology?
So, I think Tarun can give the answer to that. Why choose hepatology? So I think he has to give an answer. We'll see what Tarun has to say about that. Why choose hepatology? Now you have a topper with us. He's got rank 1. I think he's made it very clear that hepatology is the branch and he has to go forward. Now you tell me, like, why to choose
It's
hepatology?
very simple. The previous 10 years of medicine in India, previous 10 years we were focused on each systems. And in each systems, we decided that, okay, gastroenterology and hepatology can be clubbed into one. But as the things evolved, we realized that hepatology as such is not something which is easy to tackle. It is the manifestations of hepatology just start. I mean, if you ask me, probably if you ask Rakesh also, he would probably say that the 2 branches which are closest to medicine would be nephrology followed by hepatology.
Very true.
And whereas you look at gastroenterology and neurology or cardiology, they actually branch away from medicine.
Yes.
So somebody to encompass the entire gastroenterology, hepatology, hepatobiliary, pancreas is not possible. And this is what has been happening all throughout the world actually 20, 30 years back. We are actually just getting into it in the past 10 years.
Yes.
And till now, our knowledge about hepatology was so minimal that we thought that, okay, this is all that is required. But now we have understood that there is so much more and that just one fellow cannot do it all. And if he does it, it will be just a shoddy business.
Yes.
That is the first thing. Second thing, the avenues that is opening up. is too much. For example, I mean, I'm sure there was a time when general medicine guys used to manage thyroid and all those things.
Yeah.
But now people have it's the information has gone into that molecular level that the information itself is different.
Yes.
And the concepts have changed.
Yeah.
So
Yes, sir.
hepatology is completely different ballgame altogether when you compare gastroenterology and hepatology. And most of the gastroenterologists which you see in the country, they are actually a practicing gastroenterologist and a very small proportion of practicing hepatologists. So that's why they start branching out.
Yeah.
So and there's a small misconception that hepatology does not get to do procedures. So the procedures are limited. It's not like that. You will end up having variceal bleed. If you're a hepatologist, you have to do variceal bleed.
You have to do. Yeah, correct.
And you have to, you have to inject glue into all those colonic angiectasias. And I have seen many patients with ascending colon varices where you have to go and inject glue. That is all part of hepatology.
Correct.
And then slowly you are actually moving towards transjugular liver biopsy, tips. Slowly, hepatology centers are integrating that also.
Yeah.
So actually speaking, when you come out of hepatology, you are one whole package. You will start knowing ultrasound. You'll start doing biopsies. You will start, you don't need tips. You don't need anybody's help to do anything about it.
Exactly. Now, that is something else I want to highlight on, because see, most of these centers now who are conducting these MD medicine courses are like many of the times below par. A student during his 3 years of MD hardly gets to do any procedure apart from pleural tap, ascitic tap. That is the prime reason why they are so much addicted towards rheumatology, endocrinology, saying that they can continue with the same pattern because procedures are not part of the package. So I am basically not sure with procedures. I am less confident with respect to procedures. So rheumatology, endocrinology doesn't have procedures, so I will get on with that. That is the general feeling. But many students are reluctant to come into hepatology per se or gastro per se. They have a feeling that how will I manage to do these many procedures without having had any proper exposure during MD? So have you ever thought about it? Like, it's a more skill-based subject. Gastro per se is a more skill-based subject. It's not just a knowledge science. It's a science where you have to do something, and that's very, very important. It's a semi-surgical kind of a specialty. You can put it that way. So what were your thoughts on that when you actually tried to think about pursuing gastro or hepatology as a career?
Sir, I just love to see the endoscopy when the variceal bind ligation was done. That was the beginning of my hepatology day. So in our college, there are only majority 2 procedures are done. That's there is no super specialization department in our medical college.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's the MD medicine that's do the endoscopy. If the patient is admitted in our unit, then we have to done it everything. There is no specialization branch in our medical college that we can refer to patient to that department or that department, sir. So there is a gastro unit which is run by our HOD, sir. Then they do the variceal band ligation, and we used to see them. Then they just thought that this is the portal gastropathy, this is the grade 3 varices, and then we used to love when they used to ligate the ligation, and so those were the things which I love about the hepatology, sir.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. So I think he's very clear, right? I never was very frank with you. I never thought you were so clear about hepatology. But I think just more than studying, you are like very well prepared. It's like almost like some of the actors who say they like acted with ease and all. But when you go deep, you understand that there's a lot of homework involved. So I definitely do get it. Like, you have done your homework really well. And I think the result is just a reflection of that.
Yes. Thank you.
So, what about your interest in the other subjects? That means when you have to study medicine, so much of medicine on the whole, what were the specialties you felt are tough with respect to preparing? Because your core area is liver, of course. So with that, we need to know a bit of neuro, we need to know a bit of cardio. So what do you feel is difficult for an average medicine student? So what are the areas that he needs to really focus on with respect to medicine?
Sir, the neurology part is very tough. For the simple medicine people to make the diagnosis of the neurological problems is I think it is very difficult to diagnose the neurological problems. Is cardio, it's easy, then you have to diagnose it. If you have read the ECG well, then you can diagnose it. But it's the neurology part which was very difficult for me to understand it.
Okay, fine. Nice. Yes. Now, my other question, which many of the students have a doubt about, is they themselves are in a bit of a fix with respect to their preparation at certain times. That means when you first learn, okay, you finished, as you told, in 20 days time, you're finished. You've made notes. Is this sufficient? Is this sufficient? Is this sufficient? Is a doubt that they have at all times. That means if you actually see your total notes and what you have read would actually come to maybe say 100-page notebook, nothing more than that, isn't it? Which means that that's all that
Yes,
you have
sir.
studied. But many people in this process, they just get carried away and they kind of go and study something else. They go and read from here, read from there, etc., etc. So I think you need to highlight on the importance of sticking to one particular source and rather not kind of switching from here, there, because that will just add on to the confusion ultimately. I don't think it's of help.
Correct.
Sir,
Back to hepatology, what I would say is, see, there are mainly 3 textbooks in hepatology. One is Schlesinger, one is Zakim and Boyer, and one is your old Sheila Sherlock.
Yeah.
Now, the concepts is not there in any of them individually. It is all there together. So that is something which, so if you start reading one and then go to another or one keep reading, you're not going to get anywhere. You just have to be really focused and try to get as much as concept as possible and then build around it.
True.
yes, sir. True, sir.
I think that is the most important message that we have to give to those students preparing. Please don't start taking textbooks and reading and just saying that, okay, I have brown ball with me, I've started preparing cardiology, I've started preparing nephrology. This will never happen. This will absolutely not happen, because even after finishing, see, we have read those textbooks at 2 different levels. One is before doing DM, then we have read after doing DM. We do understand that before doing DM, we understood nothing. We were just
Nothing, exactly.
nothing. The understanding is, even though I'm not saying it's complete, but at least it has got more clarity. So a person who is not done his DM, reading this textbook, I feel is utter waste.
It's very
I really
difficult.
it's very
Very
difficult.
difficult.
Just focus on maybe the
It's very
tables,
difficult.
other things, but going for a cover-to-cover reading is absolutely not possible and should not be done also.
And you will not
Because
remember
something-
anything. You will not know what is important, what is not important. The textbook cannot
Yes, sir.
highlight. You have to
It is
highlight
true,
the
sir.
textbook. Textbook will not highlight itself.
Yes. So that's the
Yes,
thing.
sir.
Now, so then, what about your plans next? What are you trying to get into? What are you trying to aspire? What are you basically your next plans?
So my next plan is to move to sir, Chandigarh, join the
that'd be
department.
I think it's great fortune. People used to say, like, our own senior nephrologists used to say, like, it's a big bliss to be even part of that institute, not even step into that institute, because that is where medicine was born per se in our country. And like nephrology per se was born there only. Hepatology, I'm not sure where is the origin per
Yes,
se.
yes.
It is born there. So it's a huge thing. But obviously, course will be a little tough, but I think you will enjoy because you are very clear. You are basically a person who wants
Exactly.
this. Yeah, so I think it won't be a problem for you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So then, what about your final piece of advice to the guys preparing now for INISS exam hepatology and also for the next year students?
Sir, it's very simple. You guys have made all these things very simple. You have to stick to the videos. You have to make notes. You have to solve the MCQs and the mocks and the GTs. Give the mocks, give the GTs. They will show which is your weak part, which is your strong part, which part you have to focus more, which part you have. So then that's the simple way to of getting selected, I think.
Yeah, it's again very simple. No, he's actually made everything very simple. But I am again telling you, warning, caution for those preparing. It's not as easy as he's saying. So he's making it look very easy, but it's not that easy. But still, if you prepare systematically, you can get. That's it.
Yes, once
So
you
what he's
actually
saying
you
is-
decide early and just keep focusing. Don't
Yes.
let the thoughts wander. Once you decide, you just go for it. And
Yes.
please decide what is interested to you. You can't just decide based on somebody else's interest. Once what
Yes.
you're interested, you stick to it. And every specialty has its own charm. It's not there's no specialty that is inferior to anything.
Yes.
Everything
Yes,
has its
sir.
own plus and minus. So the point is, you have to decide. If you start weighing pros and cons for everything, and you look at one specialty as only pros, there's nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing like that.
When we look at the
Yes.
number of students appearing, we have a feeling like endocrinology is something special, but actually there is nothing special about it. It is just that the student himself feels so, because the seniors would say take endocrine, everybody around him would say take endocrine, then others would say there are no procedures, there are no emergencies, you have a lot of chill time, so take endocrine. But that is not what it's a different subject. It has its own plus and minus. Hepatology has its own plus and minus. So it's what you want finally at the end of the day. Nothing is like kind of absolute here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Tarun, concluding remarks.
Concluding remarks. Well, I think we should let the concluding remarks go to Dr. Ayush only. I mean, he deserved it.
Yes.
He
I think
deserved it.
that-
He's earned it. So
Yeah.
let's hear it from him.
So I think you two have helped me a lot in my journey towards the DM Hepatology. I'm just thankful to you guys, sir. Without you, the dream this will not be. I will not be able to achieve this dream, sir. And I will thanks a lot to you too, sir.
And I am also like super
Thanks
happy
from
to
our
see
side
you.
also.
Yeah, I'm super happy to see you. For main reason is that you make things actually very, very simple. Like
Simple,
if
yes.
I'm a student and I'm watching, I feel like tomorrow I can crack hepatology just like this. It's not possible.
And
But
seriously, you're
it's very
inspiring. You're very inspiring.
yeah, very inspiring. Very, very inspiring. So
Amazing.
awesome. Great talking to you, man.
It'll be a treat to watch you next few years and
Yes.
later on.
Yeah, nice. So okay, man. Bye bye.
And don't forget, this is not the limit. It's limitless. Okay, it's not the limit.
Yes.
You just can go forward, on and on.
Yes.
All the
sir.
best.
Thank you,
All the
sir.
best. All the best, Ayush. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye.
See you.